Hi everybody, Debra and Bandit here. Bandit's been sick. I met my new mechanic and I've had some major revelations. Stay tuned. I'll tell you next about Bandit being sick for 4 days, but first I want to share with you that if you haven't guessed already, this is not your normal video. Today is a little bit different, and I'm up here in my bed. I'm shooting from my bed, but I wanted to get something to you guys. For the most part, obviously, I'm reading, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But you're going to see me doing a lot of reading today, and I know that I don't look my normal self, or at least I hope I don't, and because I don't have it in me to edit today. So whatever you guys are seeing is kind of like a one-shot thing. And so first let's talk about Bandit, and then I'll tell you about my new mechanic and some of the major revelations that I've had. Alright, so Bandit has been sick for 4 days, and apparently because I made the mistake of feeding him some human food that was too rich, he has a sensitive GI tract, and I didn't remember that it had happened before. Robert and some friends reminded me that, you know, he's gotten sick before because of foods I gave him. And so I'm grateful for ideas from patrons and friends who are rescue workers or in the vet care industry. I used your tips to help him, and he is obviously feeling better. He's here in the bed playing and feeling better. I listened and have taken those steps I've taken steps to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But I used some pumpkin, regular pumpkin, boiled hamburger meat, chicken broth, rice, that kind of stuff. And tomorrow he actually has an appointment pre-scheduled appointment with the vet. And I wouldn't even be able to do that if Love had not come running, and you guys can see more in that video about Love, how Love came running. So Bandit's better. He's just not going to leave us alone during this video. So you get me like this, and you get me reading and Bandit playing on the bed, and that's the best that I could do for you today. And it's going up late because I barely got around to doing that, and I'll share with you why and the TBI symptoms that I've been having. But you guys always tell me, just be me, and I don't have to always be polished, and I can show you when I'm not feeling good, and so that's what you're getting today. Anyway, my new mechanic, Tom, Bandit dropped his toy. Bring it over here, buddy, before you drop it on the ground. Bring it here. Okay, so my new mechanic, Tom, he was out to work on the RV yesterday, which was Monday, and he is so professional and on the ball, and his demeanor was so nice and calm. He showed up by 7:15 in the morning, and he worked all day in triple-digit weather. He hit some major snags, but he never once lost his cool. It was just a pleasure working with him, and he worked with Robert on all of this too. So he replaced yesterday 6 belts, several hoses, and he worked diligently all day on the cabin AC. But all of the work, it turns out, that have been previously done has to be redone, and so now we're waiting on parts. The best understanding I have is that there's a clog somewhere in the system, and that wasn't able to be blown out even with multiple tries and everything that he did, and that's why everything locked up and blew up on me underneath my hood and left me stranded, and I had to be towed. And anyway, and after I left my mechanic's place a couple of weeks ago, and you can see that video as well. So in addition to getting the cabin AC working on Freebird, I also need her to be roadworthy, obviously, because I'm going to be traveling. So my previous mechanic had done things like the brakes, including new rotors and calipers, a pinion seal, a new joint, and some other things. And but Freebird still has a clunking noise, and she's just not driving right. So I'm grateful to Tom. He was willing to look at all of that, and in addition to waiting on the AC replacement parts, when he comes back out, he's also going to repair and replace the following. And I'm making a list from the notes. Sway bar bushings, I don't know what any of this means. Sway bar bushings, pitman arm and idler arm, and the engine mount. And Robert said all of those things are really critical, and that should help with the clunking and the driving issues. And while Tom, my new mechanic, is in there, he'll check for anything else that might need to be done to make sure Bandit and I are safe in Freebird. And Bandit dropped his toy, so he's not happy. But I'm not editing this, so I can't stop to help him. So I want to say a special thank you to my viewer who wishes to remain anonymous and has offered to help with these repairs, since I've already taken out 2 loans, and really appreciate that. And thank you as well to everyone who made donations during my last recent live chat, a couple of live chats, and all of those funds that I'm getting will go towards RV repairs and maintenance, and my trustee and I have a budget set up. So I just want you to know that I'm being very, very frugal. And so that leads me to talk about the major revelations, and it killed me to think that I made my dog sick, you guys. I'm so glad he's feeling better. So I'm stuttering, and that's one of the symptoms. There we go, I got it out. So I'm experiencing an increase in symptoms. Y'all want unedited videos, you got them. Anyway, I'm experiencing an increase in symptoms that Aricept does not seem to be helping with. And I've been told, and I'm seeing my doctors, that Aricept can't help with these things like muscle rigidity. When I'm TBI symptomatic, my muscles all over my body are tightening up, and that comes with that can come with dementia and Alzheimer's and MS and other neurological conditions as well. It's not unique to TBI. Stuttering, obviously, that comes and goes, but when I'm symptomatic, it's really strong. What I call skipping, brain skipping, where it's like I'm present 1 minute and not the next, even in that's why I didn't want to do a video. I've been sleeping a lot today to be able to get this to you, but my channel and my viewers are very important to me. And so YouTube has said I need to keep videos up regularly, and you guys have said you don't mind me doing them when I'm not too well. See, I'm skipping, I can't think of the word. But anyway, so I thought I'd do them. Insomnia is increasing, and that's part of dementia and brain injury, and major memory loss, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But those are things that Aricept isn't going to help with. Aricept has made it possible for me to have my life back again, and I'm very grateful for that, but it doesn't seem like it's helping with those things, and they're increasing, and my doctor is looking into all that with tests and all that kind of fun stuff, you know. MRIs, CAT scans, all those things. Anyway, I recently shared with my patrons that my memory loss is getting worse and worse. And you guys, I know when you get older, and you know, I let all the color grow out of my hair with all my COVID braid and everything, and so clearly I'm older. And it happens with everybody that gets older. There's a joke about CRS syndrome. You can't remember stuff as you get older, and that's true. And then when you're stressed, that's also true. But this isn't funny, and it's not that, you guys. It's not just about getting older and being stressed. So please don't tell me everybody does that. And this is different, and I'll try to explain. It's the part of it. This is part of what I shared with my patrons a few days ago. I did a video about, a Patreon article about Bandit, and I went into more detail with them. But it's the part of my brain that is damaged, that also doesn't allow me to read books. You know, I can read, but I can't read books because I can't, a few pages or 2 or 3 pages down, and I can't remember what I previously read to be able to connect the dots for a contiguous storyline. And it doesn't matter how many times I start over or how far back I go to reread the pages, I'm still not able to read books or anything like that. And kind of like I can't do math, but the memory part is what I'm talking about right now. And so that's why other people have to, God left me the talent or skill that He gave me to be able to still do write, and but other people have to edit my books. I can't even read enough to edit my own books, and often anymore, because of the memory loss increasing, Robert helps me with social media sometimes, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, but he'll post something, an excerpt from my book or something, and I'll be like, I don't remember writing that. So the memory loss is really profound and getting worse, but so I can't even read contiguously what I've written. And so I tried to explain it to my patrons, and I said it's like segments are going away, and big dark blank spots are being left in place. It's kind of like a geocache trinket exchange, where somebody came along and they left me a big dark blank spot and took away a memory. But it's an exchange I don't really want to participate in. I don't remember things long term or short term. And that's why I gave Bandit food I shouldn't have, and that's happened before. Like I said, I put things into place, like I bought a label maker, and I've got labels up, and Robert helped me find, I'm using an app called Bear that helps me with things, and so I'll keep trying things, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But anyway, so I was questioning whether or not my baby boy is, and he's down here off camera now, y'all can't see him, but whether he was even safe to stay with me, and my patrons helped me work through that, and my tribe and my friends and family. But I've still had to do some reality checks around my capabilities again. So I really started realizing it on my 2020 epic road trip that became 2020 epic road trip interruptus. I wasn't too many states out before I realized that I could get from point A to point B as long as there were no problems or emergencies. And of course, you know, when does that ever happen in life, let alone when you're a nomad? And I'm increasingly unable to handle problems. I mean, everybody like a problem-free life, right? But I'm okay as long as nothing goes wrong, and that's just not really feasible, you know. And so I knew not too long into my 2020 epic road trip that was going to be my last road trip on my own. And at that time, even when I realized that, I'm safe driving and everything, but it's like if something comes up, the vehicle breaks down or something, what to do next? I have to have help with that. And fortunately, I have people that I can call and everything. But I was only willing to continue that road trip until the pandemic interrupted it, because I was going from one friend's home to the next, to the next, to the next, and I was never traveling very far. Bless you, buddy. And there weren't many miles in between each, and I was taking my time. So I'm sad that I didn't get to do that road trip. I know a lot of us have had things that have changed. But I know it's not safe for me to travel alone anymore, mainly because, again, I'm not able to handle emergencies. And so I want to just do a sidestep here and tell you that a lot of people ask me how I'm able to do what I do, and it's not easy, and it takes a lot of resources. And I want to talk about that a little bit. Because it's been difficult for me to look at lately, and I'm talking to my doctors about it and everything. But as far as YouTube and how I do that and what's up with that is I make notes throughout the week, and usually, other than like this video that is going up just as it is because I'm not editing today, I have the luxury of shooting retakes as necessary, like retake after retake after retake, and then editing out those mistakes even further from there. And I usually am not reading. I'll like look at my notes and talk, and then look at my notes and talk, and you don't see the edits in between. But today I'm reading, and so it is what it is. But bottom line, I work from detailed notes and outlines, and you'll often see me reading from or glancing at those notes in my regular videos if you pay close enough attention. I can't and I don't do anything from memory, you guys, not anymore. Even toward the end, when Robert and I were doing videos together, he would do his line, and then he'd tell me what my line was, and of course the Aricept has helped, and I'm not that bad anymore. But the memory thing is not returning. So normally, even before I shoot a video, y'all need to know this too, Robert usually helps me with outlining it. He'll send me, we'll talk about what I'm going to do and say, and he'll send me an outline by email. And that's what I work from, and he did that this time too. And then I add my own notes to it, and that's how I shoot. And when he's available, he sometimes helps me with editing. Of course, lately he's had so much clients and work, which is a good thing. He hasn't been able to help me, and this entire past year I was doing my own shooting and editing and everything, so it's okay. But regardless, you guys usually see the finished product. You usually don't see it like this, and I usually add B-roll and pictures and stuff. So that's a difference. And Robert helps me sometimes with social media too, and I have another friend that helps me, Angelique. And so Robert's always also looking out for tools and apps that allow me to do as much of it as possible, because the truth is I can't do any of this on my own. I can't. And so Team Debra includes Robert, my writing partner Angelique, my trustee David, our friend Kathy that works with me and David on my monthly budget, and of course all the love I get from and support from my Earth Angels and viewers and patrons. So Coco fam. Lately I'm questioning, however, taking up so many resources and needing so much help and imposing on others. And there's a reason most people with TBIs live with others or in assisted living. Again, I'm one of the lucky ones that as long as everything's going well, I'm good, right? I mean, you know, so, but instead of that, for now, I'm blessed with Earth Angels that are willing to help me, and I'm just going to keep on keeping on, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. Life happens and something always comes up, right? Like for me, the turmoil over the past few weeks has just been crazy. And I know everyone would like a stress-free life. I mean, right? I'm not asking for nirvana here. I know everybody would love that, and have a non-eventful, you know, stuff happen. And I know that just doesn't. That's not realistic, but what I've had to come to realize, you guys, and I've had to accept, and it's been since even, my hair is just driving me crazy, but it's been since even, it's bed hair, it's been since even getting this RV and dealing with all of this stuff, and even with my improvements from Aricept, I can't do mainstream on my own. I mean, no matter how good I am with the Aricept, I just can't. I've been trying. And the truth is that even when I make it through these stressful or chaotic events, and it takes, like I said, Team Debra and all of you, and thank you again, I deal with TBI symptoms, and that's what has happened today. So muscle rigidity, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't cramp, it doesn't hurt, it's just everything locks up, and like sometimes I can't get my arms straightened out, and I have to really work at it. My friend Beverly, I've been doing some exercises that she gave me, and those help, and stretching and yoga, and I do all of that, and so that's why right now I've got pretty good movement, but muscle rigidity is a problem, memory loss increasing is a problem, stuttering, skipping, and insomnia, like I said. It's all kind of heartbreaking to watch and not being able to do anything about. Frustrating, I think, maybe is the best way to say it. You know, to try and remember, did I eat? Did I feed Bandit? And again, I've got tools in place now to help me with some of that. But I thought I was past all that with the Aricept, and I'm just not. And I can't think sometimes, what am I supposed to do next? And again, the Bear app is helping with that, and my wonderful Robert helps me track some of the things that I want to accomplish. But if I try to think of what I did yesterday, you guys, it's not like when I say I have memory issues, it's not like normal, like you might remember if you think about it hard enough, or something triggers your memory, or you can go back and do recall, or later it'll come to you. I mean, maybe not. I get that as we get older, that decreases. For me, there's nothing there to recall from. I don't remember, I look at a picture, I don't remember being in that place. There's no recall. It's not completely gone, but like I said, it's like somebody's coming along and taking my memory and leaving a blank space in place, and it's increasing, and it's very frustrating. And I fear that Robert's going to end up with a girlfriend that's dating like 50 Drew Barrymore and 50 first dates. But we're doing all right. And so I want to be able to, I know this is running longer because it's not going to be able to be edited, and I can't make it shorter, but I want to be able to manage stress and emergencies. You guys, I want to be mainstream. I have so much still I want to do, but I'm not able to any longer. And everything is, like I said, okay as long as nothing goes wrong, and there's no emergency. So I'm blessed to be back with Robert, and we're going to travel together in the future. I'll go wherever he goes, except possibly when he may need to travel too fast for work or to go see his family or something, and we'll figure that out, what we're going to do with me. We don't know exactly what that'll look like, but we'll figure it out. And if Robert wasn't coming back, if we weren't going to be together, I would need to be having my trustee and I'd need to be making arrangements of some sort. Even staying in an RV park, things happen, and I can't be on my own for that anymore. I'll be okay till Robert gets back, but then no more for me. And it's hard to look at that life being over, and I'll still have a good life. We'll talk about that. And I'm seeing my doctors, but I just need to honor my limitations and get realistic about what I can and can't not do. But I still have a good life, you guys. and you know, I've got a great life. I'm so blessed, and I'm going to be doing things and sharing them with you. It just might be looking a little bit differently. And I'll say it again, there is always, always, always something to be grateful for. When I was in TBI recovery, man, I was grateful sometimes to blink because they would have to come put the drops in my eyes and TBI rehab after surgery, you know. And so there's always something to be grateful for, and life can be challenging when you can't literally think. I mean, I can't literally think sometimes, and and when you can't remember things and you can't participate in a conversation because you just there's a blank spot there. It just might as well have not happened. But no matter what, I don't give up hope, and I struggle, but I keep doing things that might not look pretty, but I keep doing things, and that's why I decided to go ahead and do this video and shoot it today and let you see what life is like for me today. I wasn't even able to get up and walk around until about 2 o'clock today because I had vertigo really badly, and but anyway, I won't give up, and I hope no matter what you're facing that you don't either. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Bandit's been sick. He's better. I've got things in place to where I can take care of him still. He's mine. He's not going anywhere. And my new mechanic came out, and I'm very hopeful and I'm very grateful to my anonymous friend and patron that is going to help me go beyond the loans that I'd already taken out. And I've just got to get real and start putting into place things to take care of myself, and life is going to look differently. I don't know how yet, but anyway, so it looks like I may yet again have a new normal with my brain injury. Anybody that has a brain injury can tell you it always changes, and not always, but often, and everybody's is different, and that's okay. I'll learn how to deal with the things like the symptoms that I've talked about, and I'm sharing it with you guys because I'm committed to being as transparent as possible, and I've told you guys that a million times, and I hope that it encourages someone. I don't know how inspiring this video was, other than to tell you once again, just keep on keeping on no matter what. And I was able to get that for my license plates. I didn't think about putting the NMW for no matter what. I should have done Coco NMW on my license plates, but I did Coco. So constantly, that's my motto, keep on keeping on. I encourage you to commit to that, and even in your darkest moments, most overwhelming days, kind of like mine felt today, try to remember that. And none of us know what tomorrow will bring. Any day, the game over. It might be, but not yet. And I'll find out through all my tests and everything what's going on. It doesn't feel like scar tissue is building up. It feels like, and I don't know, but it just feels like Aricept has given me back cognitive thinking and functioning and ability better than I ever thought I could again. But I'm just having the other symptoms continue to increase, as probably was predictable or expected. So if you're sharing, if you're comfortable sharing publicly, please leave a comment about how you keep on keeping on and help me encourage and inspire others. And in closing, this is one of those places I would normally edit, but I'm not going to today. In closing, I just want to say, see, I put my notes away and I don't remember. Oh, thanks for being on this journey with us, everybody. Love you. Keep on keeping on. Bye.